I need my apron. Hi friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be really fun, as you can tell, because I'm wearing my apron, and obviously the title. I'm going to be making corn tortillas from scratch. The dish that I'm preparing tonight for dinner is homemade enchiladas, which I'm using my mom's enchilada recipe. The main part of this video is I'm making corn tortillas from scratch for the first time. I was really excited on my last video when this lovely woman named Roma Jean commented on my video her corn tortilla recipe. I'm really excited to try it. Roma Jean used to watch me when I was little, so I think it's really special to be able to continue on her recipe and make it for my parents tonight, who are going to be our dinner guests. I love cooking and I love experiencing culture through their food, so I'm really excited to try making corn tortillas from scratch. The first ingredient is masa flour. So I have this flour, and I've never, because I told you I've never cooked corn tortillas before, I have no idea if this is a good flour. It looks like it's for tamales, so I don't know if this is good. I'm not 100% sure. Her recipe was kind of vague, so I am kind of guessing on a lot of like how to do things, but I will give you on the screen the same information I was given, and we'll figure it out together. So I'm going to go get all of the ingredients set out. Ooh, it's leaking everywhere. I'm gonna go get all the ingredients set out and we'll get started. I have 1 cup masa flour and enough warm water to make a ball. I'm not really sure the quantity of that. So right here I have a little over a cup. Actually, maybe I'll just make it a cup so we can personalize and fine tune together. So I'm going to add a little bit. Let's see, I added 1/4 of a cup, and I'm going to try to make a ball. And I'm gonna need my lovely assistant to add more water because I definitely did not add enough. I've never made anything with corn flour. I'm wheat flour all the way. Another 1/4 of a cup added. We're still trying to make a ball. I've made my mom's homemade cheese and onion enchiladas many times before, but always with store-bought corn tortillas, and I'm really interested to see if this affects the taste. My mom is an amazing cook. I've actually been compiling a cookbook of all the things that recipes she has given me. Put more in here. I'm adding another 1/4 of a cup. So far we have 3/4 cup water, warm water in here, trying to make a ball. It's probably the same as like pasta flour, where you have to like kind of work it to make it into what you want. So I'm just gonna work on it for a little while. I think 3/4 cup might have been enough. One of my favorite things about doing these videos, other than trying new and interesting food and expanding my cooking repertoire, is having people over. I'm serious about the fact that I love food and how food is just, in every culture, is associated with community and family in some way. If you haven't seen my last cooking video where I made homemade ravioli for the first time, I'll link it up here, I think. I make a lot of pasta, but that was my first time making ravioli, and it will definitely not be my last time making ravioli. Okay, I think I made a ball. I really expected it to be yellow. Maybe this is bleached. Everything on the flour bag is in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea if this is the right flour, if this is what they suggest you use it for. There is a tamale recipe on it, and I love tamales, so I'm going to have my friend Diego translate our flour bag for us, or give me a recipe. So it takes 1 cup of flour and 3/4 cup of warm water to make this ball. Next thing we're supposed to do is get a little bit more of the masa flour on a cutting board and put the ball on it. So that's what we're gonna do now. I feel like my discs were already a little too floury, so I'm going to take away that excess flour, kind of work it together so it sticks and holds. I feel like there's a machine or like a stamp or something that makes them perfectly round. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Putting more water in it. I hope there's not like an overworked rule. I feel like tortillas aren't very thick. I definitely don't want this one to be very thick. I can't believe that this is only one tortilla. I've been literally working at it for 3 minutes. I think I'm better at pasta. You watched that first one not turn out like it was supposed to. We're gonna try again. I have another tablespoon sized ball that I'm gonna pat down and really try to keep this one circular. I don't really know what happened with the last one. I don't know how to do this. This is where I think that the instructions were a little too vague for me. Is it supposed to fall apart? I don't know. Maybe I'm just meant to make street taco size corn tortillas. Look at this. I'm learning. I'm being a lot more careful, adding more water. Stay together. Is that too thick? Trying again. Pat until you have a disc. This is really gonna hurt me if this is the only way I can get them to stay together. I think that's one. It's special, but that's one. Okay. I need a place to put them. Can you give me parchment paper? It's in the room over there. That's really gonna hurt my hand if that's the only way that I can make one. So she said to put a skillet, oil in a skillet over medium heat. So I just turned that on. I'm gonna try and pat out one more while that heats up. And then I'm going to fry that first one and see how I did. And I'll make a small batch of enchiladas with these tortillas and a small batch of enchiladas with store-bought tortillas. We'll compare and contrast. So I tried something that is definitely saving my hands from pounding against my counter, but I hope it works. But I started using a rolling pin and I did get one pretty good. So I took the ball, the little 1 tablespoon size ball, and kind of patted it down a little bit and then started rolling it in different directions. And then flipping it. Bigger, weird shaped tortillas. So we're gonna do that for the rest of them. I still don't know if these are thin enough. They definitely all have a funky shape. The oil has got to be hot by now. We're gonna head over there. She also didn't say how long to fry them, so I'm keeping an eye on them. I'm gonna flip them when the edges look crispy. Treat it kind of like pancakes, I don't know. Don't forget to comment down below anything else that you'd like me to try to make. I would love to try to make it and experience that with you. I'm hoping that as it fries, it like binds better. I think one of the negatives of working with corn flour or like almond flour or any flour that doesn't have gluten in it is that gluten is one of those things that helps it stick together. So it is a lot easier for corn flour to crack or to fall apart. I'm using also vegetable oil. That was not specified, so I'm using vegetable oil. I'm gonna go ahead and flip. Oh, sorry, babe. Oh, I need my splatter guard out here. I have anxiety about cooking with oil. I'm not very comfortable frying things, which is why when I do my risotto balls in a couple of weeks, you're gonna feel my anxiety. I do have wonderful parents who let me borrow their deep fryer, so that's what we'll be using for risotto balls. But I feel like you have to pan fry your corn tortillas. This is my first one. I'm going to make homemade enchiladas with store-bought tortillas, and I'm gonna make homemade enchiladas with homemade tortillas, and I'm gonna make my parents guess and see if they decide which one's which and which one's better. I layer my enchiladas like lasagna, so I'm going to show you how I do that. I want to say thank you again to Roma Jean for giving me this recipe and letting me share it with everybody. I'm extremely excited to try these tortillas. I have one cooling right now. This is what they look like. We'll come back when I have them all done. The tortillas are on their last side of cooking. We have most of them done. I'm going to do a little taste test with one of the little bits. These two little pieces fell apart, so I'm going to try them with my husband. It has the consistency of a corn chip. Yeah, I liked it. I think it tastes really good.
Tasted like a corn tortilla.
Tasted like a corn tortilla. She did say that this recipe was good to make both soft and hard shell tortillas, but these are all very crispy. I'm not sure how they're gonna taste in the enchiladas. They're pretty good. I kind of want to do this and like make another batch and cut them into like triangles and use this same recipe and same whole thing to like make homemade corn tortilla chips, because that's what they taste like to me. Like they don't taste like I'm ready for a taco. They taste like, I don't know, like I want to dip them in salsa. I still think I might have done them a little too thick, but this is what they turned out looking like. And they're really crispy. Like I don't feel like I could bend it without breaking it. So I feel like they'll be good for enchiladas because they will soak up all that sauce and become a little bit more pliable. But I wouldn't do this same way to make taco shells. I want to know what your favorite food is so that I can find a recipe and I can make it. So leave a comment what your favorite food is and that's what I will try next. You've seen on the screen the instructions as they were given to me. I did make a few modifications. I will leave the recipe in the description box as well as some hints as to things that I think would improve on this recipe for different types of meals. We have a little bit of time before I'm going to be putting the enchiladas together. My mom homemade the enchilada sauce because her sauce is amazing and so delicious. So I'm going to pull that out of the refrigerator so that it's room temperature. We put the enchiladas together. I'm also going to cut up the onions and I already have the cheese grated, so I'm going to get those ingredients ready to put the enchiladas together. If you haven't seen my kitchen necessities video, I mentioned both of these things, a good cutting board and a good knife. I'm going to link that video above and down below for you guys if you haven't seen it yet. Man, having good essential kitchen items, kitchen appliances is so necessary if you want to try any new recipe, if you want to have a functioning kitchen, a full kitchen. You know when you're watching cooking shows and they like cut the whole onion, like mince the whole onion while leaving it in its little onion shape? I always try to do that. I always like, when I'm slicing it, I'm literally holding the entire onion to try and keep it in its little onion shape. Because for some reason I think that's going to make it easier to mince. Now that I have the onion ready, I'm going to heat up some butter in that pan so I can saute the onion and get it ready to go. Okay, so I have the sauteed 2 onions in butter. First thing I'm going to do with the corn tortillas from scratch to layer the enchiladas is mix up the sauce and put a little dab at the bottom just so that they don't stick or anything like that. Now I'm going to Tetris some tortillas. Once I have the layer of corn tortillas in the bottom, I'm going to put more sauce and just kind of spread that around my crispy homemade tortillas. Now I'm going to do a layer of sauteed onions. Ooh. And spill some on the ground. And then a layer of cheese, and then repeat. Now this one is ready to go in. I'm gonna set it over here and I'm going to get the store-bought one ready to go. Other than my newfound love for homemade corn tortillas, Mission are my favorite tortillas.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción, yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.
I'm going to put them both in the oven on the top rack, which is I have in the middle of my oven, for 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to set up my house and get ready for my parents to come over, and I'll let you know how it goes. They look amazing. I wish you could smell these. They smell so good. I'm gonna let them cool for a little bit, and then I'm going to serve up on these plates a little taste test. One of these is homemade tortillas and the other one is store-bought. Don't look at it, it's the blind taste test. Try the bottom one first.
The bottom one first?
Yes. What are your thoughts on the bottom one?
Yummy.
Yummy. All right, taste the top one.
Next bite.
Think about it, and then I'm gonna have you guess which one's which. All right, which one do you think is the homemade tortilla?
I think this is the homemade tortilla.
The top one?
Okay, I'm gonna try them now.
I'm eating more.
Okay, the top one's really yummy. I like my homemade tortilla better.
I'm not giving either one back.
I mean, there are some crunchier parts of my homemade tortillas. But I'm not complaining.
Tastes yummy.
Okay. What do you think? Are our tortillas good?
Mm-hmm. It is good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a more definitive crunch with the homemade one.
Homemade, yeah.
Definitely more crunch. Lucky for what she gives me.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I really hope that this video inspired you to cook something yourself. Don't forget to leave a comment down below of anything else that you'd like to see me cook, any other culture you'd like to see me try a recipe from, because I love this so much. I love experimenting with food. I love cooking a bunch of food. I love serving food to my friends and family. So these videos are honestly so enjoyable for me to make. I love cooking. I am really happy with the way that those corn tortillas turned out. I look forward to making that recipe again, to make my own chips for chips and salsa, to make corn tortillas for taco salad. I just feel like there are so many possibilities for this recipe. Be sure to check the description box below. I will leave the recipe there, as well as some things that I think would be fun to add to it. Thank you again so much, Roma Jean, for giving me this recipe and commenting this recipe so that I could try it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that we can be friends. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching. Bye!